Welcome to the Heart of Longmont on this wonderful Labor Day weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that there's a lot of places that you could be, but I'm glad that you are here with me today. But I just wanted you to think about, sometimes we can't imagine God being a snuggly being, but we can imagine our stuffed animals being something that we feel that gives us comfort. So the next time you snuggle your stuffed animal, I want you to think that God is hugging you right back. Okay?
Could be a stuffy.
God is a stuffy? I think that would work.
Know this, my dear brothers and sisters. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to grow angry. This is because an angry person doesn't produce God's righteousness. If those who claim devotion to God don't control what they say, they mislead themselves. Their devotion is worthless.
Now, often I learned something as I was with these two particular generations of the millennial generation and the Gen Z generation. I learned something. And we make the mistake, let me speak for myself. I make the mistake of saying often, these are the generations of the future. These are generations of the future. They are the generations of today. They are our present generations. In fact, by sheer numbers, they are the most living today. So it's important for me, at least, to take their hopes and their dreams and the way in which they look at the world seriously as it relates to our faith. When you begin to talk about what matters, what's your passions, what are your hopes, the question, do you have hope for the world? That I was asking these particular generations. There is a deep concern and frustration around so many things, and one is about this division that we're experiencing. Our young people are saying it's harder and harder to be around extended family. It's harder and harder to be in their church communities because they don't feel like they're heard or seen or valued, that their voices don't matter. They're afraid to share their opinions because they might be judged or called a name or made fun of, if you will. See, if you do a study of the Gospels and you look for the times that Jesus preached against a person in power, specifically Herod Antipas or Pontius Pilate or Emperor Tiberius, do you know how many times that he spoke against them and called them names and bullied them and sort of made them feel bad? How many times? 0. Instead, well, that's not true. One time he called Herod a fox, which actually is a negative term, but that's it. Instead, and there were terrible things and terrible violence and terrible abuse of power going on when Jesus was alive. Instead, he called for people of faith to live a life of keeping their eye on the kingdom of God. He said, you don't get to just love those who are like you. This is where it gets hard. You gotta love your enemy. Those who hurt you. And this is not a love, a mushy love. This is a dogged determination to say, as a follower of Jesus, I am going to do it differently. That's living differently. in the world. So go. As I've said before, and I'll say it again over and over, go back into that hurting world where things like love, dogged determination, peace, hope, they're on short supply these days, my friends. So go and take light.